We've already done our closed session. Is there any other business? Yes, sir.
Yes, Chair Galloway. The issue of a board member sending a letter to the court, I think it's an issue that needs to be discussed.
We've had a partial discussion as far as personnel, how it ties into personnel-related matters. What would you like to discuss?
Well, Chair Galloway, I think the fact that it happened, how it occurred, who did it, what was the motivation, the ramifications for the agency and the board for that kind of individual action, I think are all very serious matters.
Are you, this is part of our discussion on the personnel, I'm sorry, on the personnel side, was some of us assumed that your idea was that it was a board member who sent it because it was a board member who got it, but Dr. Cass enlightened us and read us the letter, and we realized that it could have been anyone. Do you have
Chair,
other information on that?
Chair Galloway, Vice Chair Fine. That's possible. However, the email itself was only sent to board members. And so therefore, a board member had to give it to somebody to send it to the court. However, I have a very strong belief that it was a board member that sent it to the
Do you have
court.
evidence to that effect?
I have some indicators, yes.
Well, are you going to share them with us?
Have there been any IPRA requests that would have potentially picked this item up that you're aware of? I'm not sure if you can disclose that to begin with, but.
Chair Galloway, Member Olivas, no, there have been no IPRA requests. So it was not disseminated through an IPRA request or any other way. And it was not forwarded from other board members' emails either.
Because you did a check of our emails.
I did.
So it didn't come from our email?
No.
Nobody
it
forwarded
was-
the email.
No one forwarded the email. It was printed and mailed, it was downloaded and printed and mailed to the court.
If I could clarify what I said and what I intended to convey from reading the letter, the wording of the letter was such that it did not indicate that they had received this information directly from you, but that it was a letter written by you to the court or to the POB and about the court. And I think it's just raised the possibility. If you have evidence to the contrary, which would be exactly what you quoted, that there was no evidence that the email had ever left the purview of the POB, then what I said was, it's still consistent with that, but I think that narrows it down, and I suspect that now it looks like it was a POB member based upon what you just told us. And that seems to be fairly firm evidence.
I think Joanne asked the question if there was anything you'd like to share with us as far as who you suspect.
Well, if you look at the spelling of oversight in the letter, that's consistent with the way Member St. John spells oversight in other emails.
I agree.
It wasn't me.
I agree, and I was just looking at some notes that were made and the notes that were made on the letter itself, and the handwriting seems to be consistent.
This is a witch hunt. It wasn't me. The last couple of weeks, my daughter's been in and out of the hospital and intensive care. I haven't been home. I glanced at it. This is a witch hunt.
I don't think it's a witch hunt, but we have a problem. We have a problem that started several months back, and there has to be trust among the board and the agency. And I think that that's important. There's not going to be a way for us to successfully work together if that trust is breached. And we've been hot on the heels of it for several months. And it's got to stop. Of the lack of trust and speculation and whatnot.
Let me tell you, if I had a problem.
The issue that I discussed with Director Harness is that I don't necessarily have an issue with the content of what was sent. I have an issue with the fact that things are sent circumventing this body. I do, and then the appropriateness of it, I think, was raised during our closed session as well. Just the appropriateness of reaching out to a judge.
Yeah,
If I had
it's-
a problem, I would have signed my letters, I would have taken it to the judge myself, and I had no opinion on that. I remember reading it, and I think this is a witch hunt, and this is
Well,
ridiculous.
this isn't the place to prosecute.
And you know what, another thing,
Let
I'm
me-
surprised you brought it
This is
up,
wrong to do
because
this way.
now you brought it out to the public, whereas it was just kind of in the group. It's not on Facebook, it's not on Twitter, or Albuquerque Report, or anything.
Chair Galloway and Member St. John, that letter is now a part of the court record. It is public.
Oh.
It has a document
St. John
number.
is saying she didn't do it.
So whoever did it, it doesn't reflect well on us. And this stuff needs to stop.
And when I read it, I
It
think
needs
it's
to
written.
stop,
No matter where it's coming from.
no matter where it's coming from.
Fine.
Any other business?
Okay, let's make a motion and adjourn this meeting. I need to get to the hospital.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.